Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Today we're going to take a quick look over Multivac and do some price analysis. It's been around 2 weeks since we last looked at the asset and we've had a good bounce from them low. So throughout this video we'll take a look at a couple of things. We'll have a look at some levels where we could potentially buy if the price does manage to flip around, because ultimately the price is dependent on what Bitcoin is doing. If that loses that 43 to 42k level, ultimately the price will come down. But we don't think that's going to happen. Price action is looking quite favourable across the markets, and if we just switch to BTC here, we've got an inverse head and shoulders that, fingers crossed, might play out. Usually with an inverse head and shoulders you get a push to the upside, so hopefully that happens. One thing to note about, we have broken out of that long-term downtrend from 69k. We had a bullish engulfing candle here that broke through, and then we flipped 42k back to support. Currently we're rejecting off 45,500. I think this head and shoulders will play out, and I think we'll really start to target 52k over the course of the next few weeks. In hand with that, if that does happen, you're going to see some positive price action across altcoins, and that's what always happens when you see the king Bitcoin making big moves. The rest of the assets do follow it in the USDT pairings, and if some assets do perform well on the dollar pairings, in hindsight it could actually bring the BTC pairings up too. But like I say, we did this video 2 weeks ago on the daily time frame here. What date are we on today? 17th of Feb. I think I did it around the 3rd of Feb. So let's work back to then. Last time we were looking and I said look for buys, it would have been this region here at 0.063 or anything under that 0.079 level really. And then I also mentioned this level down here at 0.0048. We've definitely not got down there, and so far we have had positive price action to this level of support, which is a key historical price data. If you look at all these support wicks down here, bang, touch it to a T there and there. And then if you look at this, it was a resistance, and then it was a massive support area here. So it does show that as a confluent area, which we've used to our advantage. So let's have a look at some potential buy zones now. I mean, what we need to do, we'll analyse this entire latest move in terms of a fib. We'll go from the bottom here, that was the start of the move, to the top where we've rejected the fact, we come back down. I've actually used this 382 level of support, and for me, I think that's still an area you could consider buys. So if I was looking for buys, I would target this region here, so 0.0098, so that's just less than a penny, and I would ladder them all the way down to this level of weekly support at 0.0078. There's a good chance it may not make it down, but if you manage to pick 3 or 4 orders within that trading area, within that area there, I think if you manage to play some bids, I think there's a good chance that you may potentially pick some up depending in which way the market swings. Like I said, inverse head and shoulders on Bitcoin is a potential breakout pattern, so fingers crossed that does happen. So that's your levels to buy within that area, pretty much from, let's put that fib back on, from 0.0098, so you're talking a penny, all the way down to 0.0078. That's the areas I would consider buying. But obviously price action is on the up now, and we need to look at some levels of resistance. I just want to drop to the weekly time frame and see if we can plot any levels of weekly resistance up. And you can see there is one there, so we'll mark it up with a horizontal ray. If you bang that on there, so you look at 1, 2, 3 weeks on the same line. You can use it in a box method. You could do it like this. You could catch 2 weeks there, 3, 4, 5. You could catch about 6, 7 weeks, but for sheer accuracy and entry point, you're better off doing it in style like that. And then let's see if we've got any more. Potentially not. There's quite a lot of wicks in there, so there's a lot of liquidity up at around 1.5 cent, but that's the first area we've got marked up. We'll go back to the daily, and that's what we're currently sat at now. We are currently sat at resistance. As you can see here, we've used it as resistance. We blasted right through it, but then we lost it there, and then we've got another 2 weeks which have hit it here on the daily time frame. So this is now a clear level of weekly resistance which we need to target. And then look at these 2 weeks here. Those are levels of daily resistance too. So we're talking about 1.4 cent is an area to target, but if you're looking for sells, I think this is still a good area to take profit if you manage to buy down here at 0.0115, and then start laddering some sell orders in, so potentially 0.0144. And then there's not much above it really. I know we've had some price action up here, but there's not a ton of data above here. So once we get back above here, there's a big area of liquidity to look to target, potentially around midway, around 2 cent. I think 2 cent will be a decent area to conquer. Obviously, sells at 0.019 cent are probably going to be the first major area to target. RSI on the daily time frame, it is very well thereabouts, so still got room to grow. So I reckon if we do break through this level of resistance, you are going to get sell orders filled at 1.4 cent before we do get a potential dump there. Putting the moving averages on the 50 and the 20, we have now formed a bullish cross, which is a great sign. If you're looking at past, we had a bullish cross here on the 6th of August 2021. Then we didn't get a bearish cross until the 3rd of November. We have now formed a bullish cross. If we do flip this area of resistance to support at 1.1 cent, you are going to see some great price action, and I think 1.4 cent will come really quick. So bulls are back in town, in my opinion. I think it's starting to look a little bit more positive across the board. Bitcoin's looking good, and that is dragging altcoins up with it. And look at that. That bullish cross we've formed is usually a great sign. We are trading back above the moving average 50, which for me gives me a good indication that it's a great time to long or be in a spot position. If we traded below the 50 like here, it is ultimately a bad time to be in a spot or a long position, and usually the best time to shorten. You could use it on the 20, but I think it's a bit more accurate on the 50. Look at that 50 as well, how well it marries up. Rejection there, rejection, and then flipped it to support. So I think things are looking really good now, to be honest. Look at the 200. That is the longer term outlook, and I think to be long term bullish, we need to get back above that. So if we do conquer 1.3, 1.4 cent, and we flip that 200 to support, then you're going to see some long-term growth on this. So that's that asset covered, really, in terms of price analysis. Just before I just look at the BTC pairing, I just want to highlight your BlockFi.com. It's an app I'm using on a day-to-day basis, mainly for earning a passive income. So 2 options here. You can earn more from your cryptos. You can earn up to 9.25% APY with a BIA account, which is a BlockFi interest account. Interest accrues daily, and it is paid monthly. There's literally no hidden fees, no minimum balances, and no reason to wait. And also, you can get a BlockFi card. You can earn up to 3.5% on that card. So go ahead. Oh, it's actually moved up 4.5%. It's moving to now, so check that out. You'll find a link in the description of this video. If you do sign up with that link and deposit into your account, you can get up to $250 paid in Bitcoin directly to your account. So let's just finish off by looking at the BTC pairing. I'm guessing we don't have one. Yes, we do. There we go. We'll put the BTC pairing on. I'm guessing there's not too much volume on this. It's a KuCoin chart. Look at that. We've been rejecting off his 200 plenty of times. I think that Bitcoin personally is going to rally soon. Altcoins in the Satoshi pairs will start to feel the pain. If you're looking for buys on Multivac using Bitcoin, look here at 141 Satoshis, ladder down to this circle here at 77 sats. I think that is a decent area where the potentially we'll get some fulfillment around here. And then sells, you've got this major area of resistance up here at 367 sats. We're currently in a level of resistance now. If we don't flip back, we are going to reject. I'm going to come down to 76 sats. So that's just some quick thoughts on the BTC pairing. That is it for today. More videos coming this afternoon in different altcoins, but that's the analysis on Multivac finished. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button. I'll catch you next time.